Smash Bros. Is, in one word, amazing. However, for all the series representation that's packed in the roster, there's one franchise that seems to be slightly lacking. I'm talking about the Legend of Zelda series. Don't get me wrong, the new character designs speak volumes about how much love and care is put into Smash, representing multiple games without deviating too much from the main recognizable crew. But that's the thing about Zelda. There has been tons of characters in the series that has left quite an impression on the fanbase, both protagonists as well as antagonists, but very few of them are recurring characters. You see, in Smash we have basically 3 characters. Link,
who has 3 variants,
Zelda,
which includes Sheik, because originally they were the same character in Smash,
and Ganondorf. These characters represent the 3 parts of the Triforce, and while it's definitely not necessary to add more characters, I mean, the Zelda series has 6 character reps in Ultimate, and many of them have been drastically reworked to feel and play very different from each other. But it has been a while since we've gotten a brand new rep, basically since Melee in 2001.
Because Toon Link was really just a replacement to Young Link and Brock.
So I think it's time to add a new Zelda character to the roster. So let's talk about Impa. She's featured in numerous mainline Zelda games. She's the servant, bodyguard, and general for the royal family of Hyrule. She's a key character in every game she's appeared in. She would be perfect for Smash. So, with that in mind, this is what they should do. The argument can be made that Impa should utilize her own unique moveset in Smash, but in my opinion, the only chance of her getting in Smash Ultimate, as DLC, is if we make her an echo or semi-clone of sorts for an existing character. Now I know that the 5 characters in the DLC pass will not be echo fighters, that's been clarified, but it's possible that they may add more later on or give us some free bonus echoes. Who knows? I know I'm being extremely optimistic about echoes as possible DLC in the future, but you know, it is possible. So back to Impa. Many people have suggested that she could work like a Sheik clone. Simple enough, that would work. A few people have suggested that Impa could work similar to Sheik, but be a bit beefier with some more kill potential. And my idea is sorta like that. I think Impa should be a Sheik clone and a Zelda clone. You see, one of the things about Impa is that she's always depicted in one of 2 ways. As a young, fearless warrior, full of vitality, or she's an aged, hunched-over lady, brimming with ancient wisdom. And it's debated amongst the Zelda fanbase as to which version of Impa is more iconic. So I believe that the best way to represent Impa in Smash would be both her young and old depictions. A character that can transform between her youthful self and her elderly self. In a way, this would be the truest echo for Sheik. You see, originally in Melee, Sheik and Zelda were designed as a gimmick character. Use Sheik to rack up damage, and then switch to Zelda to go in for the kill. Sheik was designed to be super fast, yet weak, and Zelda was the inverse, extremely strong, yet slow. This gameplay concept didn't really go as planned. People were able to do just fine playing exclusively as Sheik. They tried this gimmick again in Brawl, but it just kind of fizzled out. And then in Smash 4, they were split up as completely separate characters. A change which I personally think was a good call. However, perhaps Impa could be a second chance at this whole switch-out gimmick. She could function as the more extreme version of Sheik and Zelda. Young Impa could play like Sheik, being just as fast yet slightly weaker. An elderly Impa could play like Zelda, being just as strong yet slightly slower. More extreme versions. But why do this, you may be asking? Why take 2 perfectly good characters and make worse versions of each of them? Well, simply put, it's fulfilling that originally intended gimmick. And yes, using the switch-out mechanic may be tricky to get the hang of. Impa wouldn't be a noob-friendly character. She would probably be really low on the tier list if we're talking logistics. But what playing Impa would represent is the fact that you know how to play the game, and you're prepared for the challenge. There's just something about beating your opponent with a low-tier character. Remember how degrading it was that one time your friend kicked your butt using Pichu? And just watch how entertaining Smash 4 Ganon highlights are. After all, he is the self-proclaimed king of disrespect. Well, get ready to meet the queen. Just picture it. Imagine destroying your friends in Smash Bros. While playing as an old lady. I believe the term is cherry topping. Using strategies that others may seem as weak in order to defeat your foes. Something about it just feels so gratifying. Gameplay aside, I would like to get back to why, from a character representation perspective, Impa should play as 2 forms. As discussed earlier, she's depicted as Zelda's bodyguard, or as Zelda's caretaker. In both of these roles, she acts as a tutor for the Hylian princess. In Ocarina of Time, when Zelda had to go into hiding from Ganondorf and chooses to pose as Sheik, who teaches her everything she knows about self-defense and becoming a Sheikah? Impa. And in most of the other games she's appeared in, she's still Zelda's handmaid who carries the ancient wisdom of Hyrule, both in regard to its history and its magic. It's likely that Impa's the one who taught Zelda all of her offensive magic. Would it be so far-fetched to see Impa wielding these same powerful spells in battle? There's one last point I want to address. You know how in Smash Ultimate each character is representing the art style of one of the mainline 3D Zelda games? Every game is here. Well, every game besides Skyward Sword. Now I know that some people would prefer it if Skyward Sword was retconned from the series' history, and we could all just pretend it never happened. But come on, Skyward Sword had its moments. I think it also deserves to have a character representing it in Smash. And that's where Impa fits perfectly. Spoiler alert for a 7-year-old game, but you know this old sage you meet early on? It turns out this is Impa, but I thought this warrior lady was Impa. They both are. Time travel shenanigans. Impa Smash Ultimate design could be based on the young and old versions of Impa from Skyward Sword. There will probably need to be some creative liberties with the costumes, but still. It fits so well. A character that's an echo of Sheik and Zelda. A second chance at the switch-out mechanic back from Melee. Another rep from the Zelda franchise, and in 2 forms that fit her perfectly. The time travel / dimension hopping motif has been a big part of the Zelda series for quite a while now. Maybe it's time to see it in Smash Bros? So yeah, Impa's down special could be the time travel transformation. Maybe the animation could even be referencing the Gate of Time. Oh, and the soundbite accompanying it could be a sped up Song of Time jingle. So that's my idea for Impa in Smash Ultimate. I personally think the fact that she's essentially 2 characters would be enticing enough for people to download her as DLC. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Do you think Impa has potential? Do you like this transformation idea? Or should that ability remain strictly for the Pokemon trainer? Would you prefer to see Impa as just a straight up Sheik echo? Or do you think Hilda would be a better echo for Zelda? Or do you think DLC will strictly be Piranha Plant and those 5 DLC characters? Let's talk about all this in the comments. I realize I didn't mention Sheik's new side special from Smash 4. In my opinion, Impa should still use this new move as opposed to the whip like in Melee and Brawl. We know that Impa carries explosives like any good Sheikah does, so why not? But what do you think? If you like this video or just the idea for Impa's possible moveset, please share it along on social media. Help me grow this channel by subscribing and introduce me to some of your friends. New videos are on the way, so stay tuned. Also, I recently started a Twitter account, so if you want to hear some quick ideas I have, check out the description to start following me. Thank you everyone for watching and subscribing, and until next time, this is what they should do.